Ladies and gentlemen, the first ever UFC Women's Flyweight Champion, Nico Montano.
When the UFC created its women's flyweight division, it almost felt like a matter of time before Valentina Shevchenko made her presence felt. Since she captured the belt at UFC 231, she has defined the division, but more and more talent is moving to 125 pounds, all eager to become the one to dethrone Shevchenko. Let's take a look at the state of the women's flyweight division. Few champions have embodied dominance like Valentina Shevchenko. Bullet has defended her belt 6 times since winning the title almost 3 years ago, and along the way, she's barely faced any sort of adversity. Her combination of sharp Muay Thai, high fight IQ and rock-solid grappling creates a symphony of problems for her opponents, and nobody has really come close to snatching the title from her. In fact, Jon Anik put it best after she beat Jessica Andrade with ease.
Is there anyone who has anything for her at 125?
Shevchenko seems unbothered by the lack of clear challengers, but the looming potential of a third shot at Amanda Nunes is something any fight fan would want to watch. Another fighter who teased the matchup in another weight class is Jessica Andrade. The only woman to hold victories at 115, 125 and 135, Andrade catapulted herself into the flyweight title picture when she beat Katlyn Chookagian. However, she became another name to Shevchenko's list at UFC 261. After running through Cynthia Calvillo at UFC 266, Andrade called out Rose Namajunas and Chung Wei Lee, the 2 women fighting for the strawweight title at UFC 268. Andrade holds a win over Namajunas and wants another crack at Chang. With Shevchenko going nowhere, that might be the best move for the pile driver. Katlyn Chookagian has been a mainstay near the top of the weight class since its inception, and despite losing to Shevchenko at UFC 247, Blonde Fighter remains one of the best flyweights in the world. Anybody who wants to challenge for the flyweight title almost certainly has to go through Chookagian, but that's not to say she's a stepping stone by any means. After stumbling against Andrade, she thwarted a pair of title shot hopefuls in Cynthia Calvillo and Viviane Araújo with relative ease. Chookagian is one of the flyweight's busiest fighters with 13 UFC fights under her belt, and given her body of work, another shot at the belt isn't out of the question.
For the winner by split decision, Lucky Lauren
Lauren Murphy grinded her way to a title shot after reeling off 5 straight wins, but she also came up short against Shevchenko at UFC 266, and now she finds herself in a similar position to so many flyweights' former title challengers. Murphy might need to go on a similar run as to what put her in that contender position in the first place, but at 38 years old, it looks like time might be short for Lucky. It's a testament to Shevchenko's excellence that someone taking a round off her is seen as a big moment, but that's exactly what Jennifer Meyer accomplished in her title shot at UFC 255. She ultimately fell short, but the 32-year-old from Brazil undoubtedly had the most success against the champion. Meyer rebounded with a steady win over Jessica Eye at UFC 264, and now that her problems with making weight are seemingly behind her, she is well on her way to cementing herself among the elite at 125 pounds. Someone who is trying to also settle into the top of the division is Cynthia Calvillo. Long thought of as a future contender as a strawweight, Calvillo seemingly found her home at flyweight when she outdueled Jessica Eye in a main event in 2020. Going into UFC 266, things seemed lined up for her to announce herself as the next person to challenge Shevchenko, something the champ herself said after the fight. Instead, Calvillo fell to Andrade, her second straight loss after coming up short against Chookagian. While back-to-back losses aren't ideal, they also came against the top 2 contenders. Calvillo will need to rebuild her case for a title shot, but given that she's one of the few left who hasn't fought Shevchenko, she has a bit of an inside track. 2 women on different tracks up the flyweight ladder are Joanne Calderwood and Antalia Santos. Calderwood had a title shot in her hands last year, but a loss to Meyer set her back. She lost a close split decision to Lauren Murphy at UFC 263, but as a fan favourite and one of the most experienced fighters in the weight class, JoJo never seems too far off from the championship picture. Santos, on the other hand, continues to ascend up the ladder since dropping her UFC debut. The Brazilian boasts an impressive 18-1 record and ran through flyweight stalwarts Molly McCann, Gillian Robertson and Roxanne Modafferi to earn her top 10 ranking. The way the division stands at the moment, Santos might only be one or two more big wins away from her shot at Shevchenko. Alas, Shevchenko's superiority is a double-edged sword when it comes to the dramatic stakes of the division. Although she seems to be mowing down contenders faster than the division can present them, an influx of young talent is hungry and eager for their turn at the top. The fight game is familiar with stunning upsets of champions who previously looked untouchable, and that is exactly why we watch.